It's like I decide that I want to do something, but then when it comes time to actually doing it, I don't do it. And that's kind of the thing that's like uncomfortable about aspiration, at least for a lot of people, I suspect, is that you're kind of two people. There's the person that decides they want to do something, and then there's the person that has to actually sit down and do it. And the issue comes when those two people are not the same people. Because, like, I decided out of a matter of sort of shallow egotism that I would make a big painting before I leave the country and finish it in the time that takes me to get on the airplane. And the thing is that the time that I decided that was not the time that I would actually sit down and paint it. Because the time that I actually sit down and paint it, I am exhausted and I am unmotivated, and I don't see the necessity of sitting down and doing it. And so I don't do it. So, yeah, like as far as painters, like as far as like artists go, like I don't consider myself a great artist, and I don't particularly find myself to be that great of a person. And like if I was like 100 years ago, dealing with the problems 100 years people had, I would probably not last much more than a couple of weeks. Because that's about how long it takes for a person to starve to death. So, I'm not trying to be, like, overly negative or anything. I'm just, like, that's sort of the reality of where my brain is at. But, so, like, today I had, today off, and I did not use my day properly. Because why would I? You know, I have the day off, I have food to eat, so of course I should lay down and sleep. That's what humans do. But, I decided that since I do have the day off, that I would do what I could with the time that I had. So, I have to leave pretty soon and check up on my family and stuff, but, so I only actually spent, like, a handful of minutes on the painting today. But, the thing is that honestly, like, today, like, just from this short clip you're seeing here, what you're seeing here is the moment that I decided that I actually do want to finish this painting. Not out of some egotistical thing, but because I actually like the character on it. Untitled and nameless, a character though it may be. Mostly it's that I discovered the sort of asinine aspect of the facial expression, and like now that the character is kind of an asshole, I actually am starting to like them, and I want to see that their painting gets finished. Regardless of time constraints or anything like that, but just because I want to. I don't know. I think, and honestly, like this painting here, I'm very much aware of how unprofessional a job it is. Like, my brushwork is all over the place. If you look at it, like, sort of sideways, you can see that, like, the parts sticking out are not the parts that are sticking out because it looks good three-dimensionally. It's the parts that are sticking out because I had to redo it over and over again. Like, the edge line of your face is sticking way out like a mountain range. And so, and also, like, the colors I'm using, I have, like, a nice set of acrylics, but because I'm kind of a cheapo and it's a big painting, I'm trying to save them, so I'm spreading them out with some cheap acrylics, and honestly, the two are not mixing well. And honestly, the cheap acrylics, they don't even mix with each other well. which is really dumb. And so the colors here are all completely muddy. None of the color theory is correct at all. None of it's consistent. I'm mixing it like crazy. I'm using the same damn brush for blacks and whites interchangeably. And so, like, I'm very much aware that, like, this is not how you should paint right here. Like, this is a man desperately clamoring for some semblance of purpose in his life. This is not a professional tutorial of somebody that's already made it. Let me be clear. But from this short, this clip is only like 14 minutes altogether, and from this 14 minutes, that's about all I can manage for this time. And at the end of this 14 minutes, I decided to let that sit alone as having been enough for the day, because frankly, I need to paint to dry, because I was painting over wet paint over and over again, so I needed to dry. I have other things to do today. And so I decided, no, I could do more, but this 14 minutes session is actually best served as a 14-minute section. And if I try to do more, I'm going to mess it up, so I'm going to leave it for now and get back to it. But in the course of these 14 minutes, even though the colors and the brushwork and the everything is completely terrible, I think I found the form, and like the basic shape and essence of the expression is in there. And from there, I'm gonna attempt to add on proper brushwork and proper colors as time goes on, and slowly sort of bring out the form that's in there out to the forefront in a way that other people can enjoy. Because, like, right now I see the face, but I am very much aware that most people looking at this see a muddy mess of bullshit, and rightfully so. And so it's my job as artist to translate the mess that I see into something other people can appreciate. Another thing I know for a fact is that if I let this painting go unfinished before I leave the country, I know that people aren't going to take care of it or do anything with it because it's going to be unfinished, and people won't know what I was going for with it because I left it in some corner somewhere. And I don't want that. I want it to be finished enough where somebody could actually buy it and like hang it on their wall. Maybe a weird person would buy it, but somebody nonetheless. And I don't have a whole lot of time, unfortunately. But I know that if I don't finish this, and that if I just leave it on my shelf because I don't have the motivation to do it, I know that once I go to the States, that the knowledge that this is sitting here unfinished, not being used by anybody or not being looked at by anybody, and just taking up space and gathering dust and gathering scratches and getting a hole punched in it because somebody packs it improperly, that knowledge will haunt me. So, if for nothing else, I'm gonna put in what time I can. Even though I'm not as skilled an artist as I wish I were, and even though I'm not as competent and complete a person as I wish I were, I don't want to leave this unfinished.